Black box data can really help your truck crash claim. Your truck crash attorney at Farah Farah will go and extract that data from the truck itself. What kind of information can we get from a black box? We know what the speed was of the truck at the time of the crash. We know whether or not that truck slowed down prior to the crash. When you get the black box data, you will get a breakdown of the speed of the truck leading up to the crash, up to 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 minutes out. And so we know whether or not the truck was speeding. We know whether or not the truck braked. We know whether or not the truck driver even took his foot off of the accelerator prior to the crash. There is an element within the black box that talks about the percentage of force that's being applied to the accelerator. So it could be, is it 20%, which means they're kind of lightly on it, or is it 100%, which means they've got the hammer down? So that's the type of information that we can get. I've got a case right now where we have an intersectional crash and the truck is pulling up to an intersection where the light turns amber and then the light turns red. He gets through the intersection on the amber, but has 4 seconds prior to it turning red to hit his brakes, and he never hits his brakes even though he had an amber light approaching the intersection. On that particular case, we also know minutes earlier he had what is known as a hard braking event. That is another piece of information we can get from the black box. What is a hard braking event? A hard braking event is when the truck driver has to slam his or her brakes on in order to avoid something. That often means either they are not paying attention to their surroundings or they're going too fast for the circumstances. So it kind of helps us build information regarding the driver themselves. What other information can we get from a black box? There is a measurement on there called steering deviation. And is it a minus or a plus? Is it a left or a right? And you can tell whether or not the vehicle tried to steer left or steer right prior to the crash, when they tried to steer left or right prior to the crash, and how hard they tried to steer right or left prior to the crash. I've got another case right now where that's really important, not in terms of the truck that crashed into our client, but in terms of our client's vehicle, because the truck in that case says our client cut him off. And we were able to extract the black box from our client's vehicle to show that he had not steered right or steered left for several seconds prior to the crash. So we were able to prove that he did not cut the tractor trailer off. So it's not just the truck's black box that the trucking crash attorneys at Farah Farah try to get the download on. It's our own client's vehicle as well, because that helps complete the story.